5 ways to tell if you have a soul tie or not. Number one, your mind will still be tied to them, meaning you can't get them off your mind. You're always thinking about them. You're always thinking about the relationship. You're always thinking about what they did or did not do and what took place between y'all. It could have just happened yesterday, or it could have happened 5 years ago, but your mind is still attached to that person. Number two, your will is still attached to that person, meaning you still have some hope in that relationship. You may even still pray to God that he will intervene with that situation and bring y'all back together or reconcile somehow that relationship. Your will is attached to that person. You hope in that person more than you hope in the Lord. Number three, your emotions are still tied to them. So you're still emotional. When you think about the things that took place in your relationship, you think about the things that happened, your emotions get all tied up. When you're retelling the story to somebody else, you cannot share the story as a testimony from a position of a lesson learned. But when you share the story, you get extremely emotional about the situation or about that person. Number four, your imagination will be tied to them. Now, I'm going to say some strong words right now, but I want y'all to bear with me. You may even masturbate because you're thinking about them. That's right. Your imagination is still tied to them. You're still thinking about what you guys did or what you guys used to do. Or even if it's somebody that you have not had sex with, you are still imagining the type of things that you would like to do with them in a very ungodly way. So your imagination is tied to them. Or maybe it's not even sexual. Maybe you are just imagining them. You are seeing yourself together. You are imagining what your life will be like together. And it is ungodly because this is a bond that you have with someone that you're not in a relationship with. It is somebody that you are imagining things about who is not your God-ordained husband. And this is an ungodly tie and bond that you have to them. So even though you're fantasizing about this man, or it could be a woman, and you are fantasizing about them all the time, it is because your soul is still tied to them. And number five, your intellect. Now, an easy way to tell if your intellect is actually tied to another human being is because you will be making decisions through their lens of life, meaning they have came into your life and influenced you some kind of way. And now when you're thinking about things and you're processing information, you're processing it the way that they would process it if you were in a conversation with them or if you were running it past them. Now you are thinking about things in knowledge and information based on how you guys handle things when you guys were together in a relationship. Those are 5 ways to tell if you are in an ungodly soul tie with somebody. Now, that is not a conclusive and exhaustive list. That's just a list to get you started. Some of you have soul ties with somebody that you have never had sex with and you've never been in a relationship with. And so your soul tie is going to look a little bit differently. However, I will say this. If you think you have a soul tie, 9 times out of 10, you actually have one. If you feel like you are still bound to another human being that is not your God-ordained husband, then you need to break that soul tie, because surely God is not going to send you an amazing, whole, spiritually mature man of God that's ready to cover you and love you and treat you so amazing when your soul is still tied to a whole nother man or woman from your past who you have no business being tied with anyway, because it is not a godly soul tie. And what the Bible defines as a godly soul tie is a soul tie between a husband and a wife, or it can even be another relationship that is a God-ordained covenant relationship, such as that between Jonathan and David. So, what I want you to do is I want you to go and if you have identified with anything that I just said and you really feel like your soul is still tied to somebody, you're struggling to let them go, you're struggling to move on, if it's somebody you just have a crush that has gone too far and you are having a hard time getting that person out of your system, I'm here to help you. And I believe that I can help you break free permanently and supernaturally through the power of God better than anybody else. And the reason is because I am called here to help you to prepare to be found by the man it is that you're praying for. And part of the preparation process is going to be breaking free from every single one of your ungodly soul ties. Now, I have a soul tie breaking class. And I have gotten testimony after testimony after testimony of women that have worked with me in one way, shape, or form, and they have gotten free from their soul ties in 14 days, in 7 days, in 5 days. And I even had a testimony of women who have gotten free overnight. Specifically, the last soul tie breaking class that I took. I pray for supernatural deliverance. So those are the three things that you're going to get from me that you cannot get anywhere else. I'm going to teach you about soul ties. I'm going to coach you, because I am a life coach, and walk you through the process of getting free. Then I'm going to also pray for supernatural deliverance. And you could just read all the testimonies that come forth whenever I add my agreement in prayer with you for anything that is the will of God for your life, that is under my realm of the area it is that I'm called to serve in. And I am called to help you to get free from soul ties. So I know that once you bring your faith, once you bring a pure, teachable spirit, once you come with the desire to get free, I'm going to show you some things during that class. I'm going to help you to understand what's going on with you. I'm going to give you a plan so that you can permanently and totally get free. And then I'm going to pray that the power of God will get you delivered from that ungodly soul tie. So I want you to go to the link in my bio that says Soul Tie Breaking Class and click on it. Make the investment. It will be worth it. And I am looking forward to helping you to get free from every single one of the ungodly soul ties that you have in your past, so that you can be free, you can be prepared, and you can be, you can start the process of completely getting ready to be found by your husband and being the wife that you were born to be. Hope to see you there.